Hi everyone, thanks for tuning back in to Clint Devereaux TV. Now during the week I received my second community question. So before I kick things off, I'd just like to thank Mr. B. Lloyd for sending it in. It's actually a topic that's very close to my heart, so I'll try not to talk about it all day. But the question, it reads, Hello Clint, I have a question I would love you to answer if you get a minute. I want to move into the next step with my property investing. I've completed a couple of renovations with small success, but I believe that this isn't an area where I will make my millions. I believe from what I have read and listened to and researched that getting into development is the way to go. However, I don't know where to start. Look, Brendan, I don't really want to push you down any particular path, but I'll try and shed some light on a few different types of developments for you. Now, anyone that knows me knows how much I love developing. I love everything about it. I've completed a number of developments over the years, and the best advice I can give anyone is to research a bit more, and that means surrounding yourself with the right people. Agents, builders, town planners, draftsmen, architects, stylists, you name it, the whole lot. You're going to receive so many opinions from so many different people. It's really important you listen to as many of them as you can before you take the development plunge. Now, Brendan, you mentioned you've completed a couple of renovations, but you haven't made millions of dollars from it. Anyone out there that's looking to dip their toes into developing, I think renovating a home is a perfect place to start because you learn the basics. You start dealing with trades. You learn how much materials cost. You speak with council. You start learning all the essential information you need to make the right decisions. There's no fast way to make millions of dollars in developing. It takes time. I remember an old Italian builder once said to me years ago, he said, Clint, if you can break even after your first ever development, you're doing well. Now, in a lot of cases, if you do buy a property to renovate and sell, you're probably not going to make heaps and heaps of money from it unless you buy it for a ridiculous amount, which it's not impossible, but it's hard to do. If you're a tradie, so you can do a lot of the work yourself and save on labour costs, or you're buying a more affluent area like Hamilton or Ascot. But the downside with buying in those areas is a lot higher risk because it's going to cost you a lot more to buy the property and it's going to require a lot more money invested in it. It doesn't matter what type of development you're looking to sink your teeth into, you need to work backwards. And what I mean by that is you need to ask yourself, if I buy this property for X and I spend Y on it, is it going to be worth a particular amount of money at the end of the day? There's no better way to find out than to research. Become friendly with an agent. Give me a call. I'm more than happy to lend some advice, lend a hand. Have a look at comparable properties. So have a look at properties that have sold in your area. Go to open homes on a weekend. Have a look at the competition. Have a look at what other people are doing with their properties. Developing is a specialty within itself, and unfortunately so many people go into it not knowing exactly what they're doing. Now, another type of development to look at is a subdivision. So you buy a property, you remove or you demolish the existing home, you subdivide the land and sell the blocks off separately. Now, a lot of you watching this are probably thinking, yeah, I can do that, Clint, no worries, looks easy. You probably can, but if you don't do your homework, there is potential that you can lose your money. Is the block big enough to subdivide? Is it on 2 lots? If it is, which way do the lots run? Is it below the Q100? Is it in a demolition control precinct? Is it affected by overland flow? If it is on 1 lot, how much does DA cost? What contributions are associated with the DA? These are just a few questions you need to ask yourself. Why not become friendly with the town planner? Even if it costs you a few bucks, you're going to learn the basics. You're going to learn what to look out for. And if you do find a site you're interested in, your town planner can point you in the right direction. Now, one type of development I wouldn't try and tackle straight away is a unit or townhouse development because there's a lot higher risk involved. It requires a lot more money or capital before the banks will lend you the additional funds. So much more can go wrong. What's the land zone? What are the height restrictions? What GFA can I get approved? Where's sewer located? Where's stormwater? Does the development require additional engineering? Now, I'm not saying don't do it, because if you do your homework, if you do your research, it can pay dividends. But if you don't, this is one type of development that you can lose all your hard-earned cash. Now, if you do build apartments, townhouses, or even a single dwelling, so a normal home, be smart about your finishes, your fixtures, your colours, layout, floor plan. So many people develop property the way that they like it, so their own taste. But sometimes it's yuck. No offence, but sometimes it is yuck. I've seen it all before. People have said to me, Clint, come and have a look at my bathroom. I love the way I've finished my bathroom. And I walk in there and I'm thinking to myself, man, did you have to use those colours? Did you have to use those fixtures? You need to understand your target market, so who you are appealing to. Could be singles, first home buyers, older couples, younger couples, whoever. But if your decisions don't attract the right market to your property, it will cost you time and it will cost you money. Anyone can develop in a strong market because people are going crazy, but we're not in a strong market. We haven't been in a strong market for some time, and we're not going to be for a while. I'm not going to try and push you down any particular track. I'm not going to say to you, look, one development is better than another. But before you go out and you buy your next renovator, your next splitter, your next unit site, please do your homework. Do your research. There are plenty of great little development sites out there. I saw one not long ago. I don't know if it's still on the market, but it was in Wavell Heights in a good street. It was a little duplex, which is unique because the majority of Wavell Heights is zoned residential A, so your normal housing. There's only about 6 or 7 streets in the whole of Wavell Heights that are zoned for unit development. Now it's a little duplex. It looks tired, it looks original, so there's some scope there to renovate and add some value. But there's also some potential to strata title, which means sell the duplex off individually, whether it's now or down the track. So there are some good little developments out there, if you do your homework. Years ago I was given some really good advice. Stick to what you know. So if you're confident, you've done your research, you've done your homework, you surround yourself with the right people, all your ducks are lined up in a row, give it a crack, give it a go. I could honestly talk about this subject forever, but I think that's enough for today. But if you do want to have a chat, if you want some advice, please give me a call. I'm happy to steer you in the right direction, help you out as much as I can. I'm Clint Devereaux. Thanks for tuning in. As always, finding new ideas that work in the real world. See you soon.